Pet Show is not affiliated with the NFL nor the New England Patriots. It is what it is. Son of a bitch.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 105 of Pat Show. We know the result last week wasn't exactly what we wanted, so we thought what better way to start than to just throw it to our fanimal himself, the Fitzy puppet. So Fitzy, what did you think of the game this week? Tell us your thoughts. What was the experience like watching that terrible, terrible outing the Patriots had in their first game of the season?
What did I think of the game last week? Oh, it was awesome. What a great friggin' time. 7 months of waiting for that steaming pile of cat litter. Oh, no, it was awesome. Thank God I had the people from the cable company come by and install 3 extra DVRs so no matter what room in the house I go to, I can watch the fourth quarter over and over and over again. Oh, what a showcase of all their talents, living up to all of our expectations. Fan-friggin-tastic, dude. Seriously, what a great time for Josh McDaniels to buy a game plan off of Groupon.com.
It's okay.
Who let the dogs out? I'll tell you who. Matt Patricia in that bullcrap defense that they played in the fourth quarter. No, let him in. That's fine. What an absolute crap show.
Well,
Tom Brady, eat a cheeseburger for God's sakes. You look like Adrian Brody in The Pianist, and you threw like him too. There are children walking the streets of Syria that are meatier and healthier than Brady. Mike Gillisley, nice to see you. 3 touchdowns, that's cool. Could I ask for 1 extra yard? Hey, Stephon Gilmore girl. Seriously, Lauren Graham could have covered friggin' Tyreek Hill better in the fourth quarter. Did you buy an extra hand with the $65 million the Pats paid you to hold your junk when Kareem Hunt left you holding it? JFC. What an absolute embarrassment. Hey, Mark Wahlberg, I wish you Mark Wahlberg in the middle of your pregame speech and left and blamed it on your kid. You Hollywood hack. But other than that, it was fun. They'll be fine. 18-1, we're on our way. All right, I just had to purge myself of all that. I'm done. We're officially now on to New Orleans. Back to you, other guy not named Nick. Ugh. About that.
we're back. We're back.
Here we are. Welcome, Pats, pals, pigskin people, football fanimals, freaks and geeks the world over. We welcome you to Pat Show, episode 2 of the 2017 season. I'm Nick Stevens, your old pal Fitzy, alongside, of course, the minister of Pats propaganda, Mike Dussault. All right. And as Fitzy Puppet, a.k.a. the stitched-together spirit fanimal of Patriots Nation, just purged us of all of the negativity, all the nonsense, all the hot takes, all the everything. We're done. We're through with it. We are officially on to New Orleans. I've heard everything, Mike, from that was the best thing that could have happened to the Patriots because when you've got all the 19-0, best team in football, top offseason they've ever had, sunshine and smoke blowing up your ass all offseason following the 28-3 comeback in the greatest Super Bowl, where did this team have to go in a lot of ways? But maybe down. And maybe only once they fell down would they, as I love to say from Batman Begins, why do we fall down, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up again. Well, this team, according to the world, was never going to fall down. They did in dramatic and embarrassing opening night fashion. And now
It was
time to pick ourselves up.
It was an express elevator to hell going down. I mean, and in some ways, I kind of agree that, like, now I'm like, this is a nice palate cleanser. Look, of course it was an atrocious performance, and we were all like, whoa, Belichick defenses have never given up that many points or yards. But at the end of the day, when you really look at what happened during the game, you consider this is really an extension of the preseason. We're doing some experimentation. I think the Patriots are going to be fine. We've seen this story before, and what's made this dynasty so great is that every time we are like, oh my God, they look terrible, they always seem to bounce back and play good. So I think we're in store for a better performance this week and going forward.
There's just no chance. I mean, there's no chance they can play that poorly, that they have such an epic wet fart of a finale. And we need to remind ourselves, like, as we take comfort in numbers, because we've all been reminded, yes, the Patriots are 102-1 when leading at the half at home. Wow. Yes, Brady was 105-0 when he had the lead going into the fourth quarter. So all sorts of records were broken and numbers were thrown in our face. But at the same time, of course, 2001, 2003, 2014, last three times they lose the opener, they go on to win the Super Bowl. But the thing that was most jarring to me was, yes, but 4 times they've won the Super Bowl, they always win the next season's starter. And they never give up. 42 points, most in a Belichick coach game for the Patriots. 539 yards. 539 yards of effing offense. Andy Reid outcoached the shit out of you. That was like... They rope-a-dope the Patriots. I mean, yes, I just sang Rent. It's been a it's been a weird week, right? I mean, the fact that Andy Reid figured out a way to, like, hang with the Pats and then just told, like, on my mark, unleash hell, and just let Kareem Hunt and who's, I mean, whoa, see you, Spencer.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy getting Wally Pipped out of your gig,
Yeah.
man. And then Tyreek Hill, whose Twitter handle is @I'mFasterThanYou. Yes, you are. Caught the Pats off guard, caught them sleeping, and it was that mixed with the wrong time for the Patriots to not coach a very Patriots game. It seemed a little obstinate and at times lacking the creativity they usually employ when faced with odd circumstances, like an inability to generate several 4th and 1s or complete passes on the short, intermediate, and long range.
Yeah. I mean, look, they were winning going into the fourth quarter, and that's what I feel like it's so easy to be like, they were blown out, but, you know, they were up 27-21.
Yeah,
Usually that's Patriots game over, so it's not like they were completely dominated the whole game. As we said last week on Pat's show, I've always felt like KC matches up very well with the Patriots, and they didn't have their best game. They were flat. The big thing with Andy Reid, so many shifts, requiring so much communication on the Patriots defense that they just did not get in order. And, you know, these are the mistakes. Devin McCourty, Stephon Gilmore, guys like that, they're not going to keep making those mistakes. Take away those deep plays in the fourth quarter, and it's probably a last possession game, which, you know, most Patriot game against good teams are.
Right. And you're not going to face a lot, like, there aren't a lot of other Eric Berrys, and sadly, it is a bummer. We're not going to be those fans that are like, yeah, well, we don't have to worry about that awesome safety in the Chiefs D anymore. It sucks that Eric Berry got hurt.
Yeah.
He did an awesome, he's about Gronk-sized, and he's one of the best safeties in football, and he blanketed him all night. Look, the Chiefs, I heard Tim Hasselbeck talking on the radio this week, and he does a good job reviewing Pat's games. He's a good, honest take, and he was saying that the Kansas City Chiefs may be above all teams with their the professional speed, the game-changing speed, and their ability to shift from a pro offense to a college offense might pose the greatest threat for the Patriots. And as we saw with a disorganized defense, with guys playing out of position and new guys, Cassius Marsh hadn't even been there. He probably had yet to even unpack his bags, didn't even know where his toothbrush was. And now he's dealing with that boss line and all of that top-flight speed. So it sucks. It's completely un-Patriot-like. But as we make our way through, some of the things we took comfort in, besides a lot of the numbers, were the laughs generated by social media, including our new favorite Tom Brady meme. Let's quickly review the best and the worst of all the socials. In the tweetosphere, in our little favorite section of the show called Best of Patriots Tweetia. That's right. This is exactly what it was. This is what my co-host on the radio said, too. That last night, thank you @JustPat2, last night summed up the first fight between Clubber Lang Hungry versus Rocky on top too long, not hungry.
Yeah, they pitied the fool. They pitied the fool.
Exactly. Yeah, no, little did we realize that Andy Reid, behind that walrus mustache and his diner menu, my prediction for this game, pain. Yeah. That's what it was. And now we need the rest of the season. We need the Patriots to be like, you ain't so bad. You ain't so bad.
And Mickey's not dead either, so, you know, Mickey's still alive. I guess Belichick is the Mickey.
Is Belichick the Mickey and Brady's the Rocky?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, well, he's not dead. Clubber Lang didn't punch him. So.
It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. All right, next one. Some deep recess believes that last night was a genius Belichickian plot to lull the rest of the league into false sense of security. Duh, of course it was.
Yeah, they happen every September. I mean, it's like, how many times do we have you seen close games against like the Bills who end up like with 5 wins? You know, it's like they're sweating out week 1. It's you know, it happens every September,
right.
Pretty much. So.
I don't think this was too hot takey either. I tweeted out, in retrospect, last night's game kind of felt an awful lot like Patriots-Eagles in 2015. Now that game involved, like, they were a little more offensively shortchanged or shorthanded in that game. But another game where they had a lead and then just made mistakes and didn't do, it was probably in the top 5 of Patriot games that were the most un-Patriot-like that you can remember.
It's funny how you can reach back because there's like, what, 6 losses over the past like 5 years total. You can be like, wow, this was a lot like those times we lost, those few times we lost back then. You know, I mean, they all kind of feel the same a little bit.
God.
But those,
no wonder
those
why
6 times.
It's so easy
losing.
to hate us. Oh, even I hate us right now. Like, look at us overanalyzing and dissecting.
We lost to the 2nd seed in the AFC. We suck.
We're the worst. Next, let's see. Right, that's what we're with now. It's all about on to New Orleans because everybody immediately, like, on to Cincinnati. I would say, would you say on to Cincinnati is like the catchphrase that will probably live on longest?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Free Brady was, like I've said before, was the roll tide of Patriots Nation for years. But you don't catch people saying Free Brady to each other anymore.
Of all the ones that haven't been trademarked by the Patriots, I think that'll be the one. Instead of do your job, ignore the noise, you know, they're going blitz for 6. Keep winning games, guys. I don't know, whatever they have. Their whole.
Honest to God, they have more. They own more patents than the Epson Corporation.
No days off.
It's
no
ridiculous.
Days off.
I get it.
I feel like it's directed at me not to make their T-shirts, but anyway.
This is my new favorite one, though. They tore up the field Monday. They tore up the field, and they're putting in another synthetic field. They're not going back to grass at Gillette. But
make it harder. They want to make it harder.
It was too soft.
Too soft.
They're going to make it hard. Okay. You know what? You're allowed to. This is your stadium. Like the field has to be 55.5 yards wide by 100 yards long with 2 10-yard end zones. And there's got to be 2 goalposts. Aside from that, you can do everything from futz with the clock and screw Billy Cundiff's mind to make it harder for you. I mean, so I've allegedly. Allegedly. But that's perfect. The field was so bad, they released the field.
I like this one. There's a little look inside.
Right. There's Rich Ohrnberger, former Patriots offensive lineman. Is he with the team now, or is he?
No, he does
really
media. He does media in San Diego now, which is kind of a bummer, because I wish he was here. He's really funny, but reason enough to win again. So you can imagine what it's been like in Foxborough.
Kyle Van Noy, I heard his first words on Friday. Somebody asked him, like, hey, so, like, because we all were saying to each other, like, whoa, to have been a fly on the wall, or what was it like in the practice room or in the film session? And somebody asked Kyle Van Noy, who was rewarded. I wish I could shit the bed and get a 2-year contract extension the next day. But Kyle Van Noy has been a great find for the Pats. He was asked the next day, what was it like in that film session? And his first response was, what do you think it was like? And that's all you need to know. That's all you need to hear. What do you think it was like?
Happy fun time.
Yeah. But the best thing, you called it, the best thing to come from this is the new Angry Brady meme. Because the world loves sad Brady sitting on the ground. The world loved, in 2014, the meme that came from the loss to the Chiefs was sad Brady sitting on the bench afterward, and then people photoshopped that in with sad Keanu, and it kind of became a thing. And everyone always loves jumping on the Pats hate bandwagon. Yeah. This is ours. The rest of the world can't claim this. This is ours. This thing traveled so beautifully this weekend. I think my favorite was just the umpteen number of people that just put this picture up and just said, "Me till next Sunday."
Yeah, here it comes. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, when all your scrappy 5'7" receivers are injured.
Yeah, I know.
Get open.
Also, Amendola catching punts, done with it.
Yeah, well, he's done with it too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done with it too. Do we have any more of these up?
Yeah, this is scary. This looks like my grandpa. I mean, but don't you feel like this is like what we're in? This is like what Brady thinks. He's like, what? I'll be like 60. I can still play. I mean, Alex Guerrero's working him out, giving him
Oh God, that's terrible. I never noticed that. Oh no, who used the Ageify app and did that?
Old Tom Brady.
God, man, even Tom Brady, who's like guarding the Holy Grail, is still handsomer than any other 40-year-old man on planet Earth. You chose wisely. Everyone's laughing at this picture.
Yeah.
Everyone should be terrified.
That's
it.
it.
Tom Brady. And now, you know, like we said earlier, like, oh, so people said, like, this is the best thing that could happen to the Pats. Maybe and maybe not. I still think they would have been just fine. I would have loved 38-35. I would have gone home and slept just fine with Patriots win 38-35. then you can say like, wow, the defense kind of sucked. Brady looked often old or too geeked up at times. Yeah. But they still get the W because it is a conference loss, and you hope that doesn't come around and be a clothespin on your tip when it comes time to playoff seeding. But I'll tell you what, I didn't see a whole lot of rest of NFL Sunday that convinced me that the Pats, when they get their act together.
Sloppy, weird games, turnovers. You know, I mean, the Rams are putting up, 40-plus points. You know, it's just a crazy weekend. Nobody knows what they're doing. There's no games on tape yet, you know, so we're on to New Orleans. We're on to New Orleans. Well, almost on to New Orleans, but first, it's time to enter.
Are we gonna get a sneak preview of what the Patriots defense need to be wary of as we review the last little bit of the Chiefs game?
Yes. Well, I think we're about to enter the Electro Breakdown Zone, which is a very exciting segment that we do here on Pat's show. But what we want to take a look at is a play I think that really summed up kind of what the Patriots' defensive problems were. It is the 78-yard Kareem Hunt touchdown pass.
So many 70-plus yard touchdowns.
I know. Of all the deep bombs, that's what's
all right, to the Electro Breakdown.
So let's take it here. We got it all set up. So again, at the point we're at right now, we're at the start of the fourth quarter. The Patriots are winning the game at the start of the fourth quarter. They're getting blown out.
It is 27-21.
They're winning.
With the missed opening pass to Dwayne Allen. A couple of those, rough McDaniels calls, the 4th and 1, not ramming the ball through a few times. It actually, did you feel like it should have maybe been like 34 or 30, 37-20 would have felt like the appropriate
I mean, and they were, one drive away, and you get a stop here instead of giving up a touchdown. It's a different game. So we're going to just take a look at a few different players here who, kind of stand out. So what we got, 1st and 10, which is another thing about this game. Huge problems on 1st down, which, it's not like, they need pass rush. When you needed pass rush, the pass rush was getting there on 3rd down. Yeah. Okay, it's on 1st down. Yeah. When you have these guys out here, you got your 3 big linemen down there, they weren't getting enough pressure. So on this one, a couple things I want to show here. This is actually how we set it up, too, guys. This is we're really trying to do this. We're not making it up here. We're not making it up. This is all real.
Holyfield.
So the big key to this play now is we're going to have our guy right here, Kareem Hunt, and he's basically just going to run a little angle route and go right down the seam, and he's going to get hit for a touchdown, and he's going to end up scoring. But first, let's cross off some guys. We got Malcolm Butler locked up, looked great. Gilmore locked up, looked great.
They're covering Conley and
not Tyreek Hill.
Right. Okay, not Tyreek Hill, a.k.a. one of the fastest, but not the fastest.
Right, but that was the interesting thing that happens in this game pre-snap was that you have Tyreek Hill, and I'm going to reach in here, and if you can see my hand come through, he goes in pre-snap motion and comes flying across the field over to here. Yep. Now, when that happens, what you see all of a sudden is Duron Harmon, way back here. He's the guy, the safety, as we call. He comes flying up here, all right? And now
the name of the position is not pass-chasing human.
All of a sudden,
it's safety. You are the safety valve. You're supposed to provide. Yeah.
You look now, and there's nobody there. So, I mean, Alex Smith, who's going to have all the time in the world because the Pats are only rushing, well, technically they're rushing 4, but there's actually 3 guys only making an impact. It's wide open pre-snap. So what's supposed to happen is Eric Rowe here is supposed to drop back and get to the middle, but he does not because they trade him off.
So he's supposed to drop back in case somebody sneaks out from a bunch formation.
He's got the deep middle, and you've always got to have somebody deep. And what Eric Rowe ends up doing is he sees Jason Kelce, I keep calling him Jason, Travis Kelce, come across the field, covered by McCourty, and he kind of takes some false steps.
I had so much beer.
I know.
May have been Kelsey Graham.
Exactly. He pulled the coverage a little bit, and that delay in row kept things open. 2 more players to mention. Cassius Marsh, as you mentioned, just signed. He's in man-to-man coverage on Kareem Hunt. Now, that is maybe a good coverage matchup for the first, 5 yards of line of scrimmage. But if you're 20 yards down the line of scrimmage, it's...
mismatch? Your table's right here. I will take the 195-pound Fleetfoot Marshall Faulk-esque like Jamal Charles 2.0 versus the 260-pound, as you called him, like Shea McClellan with a lot of tattoos and excitability. And 11 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday.
He was struggling. But, he could have gotten some help from Kyle Van Noy, who earned himself an extension somehow in this game. If he had just, Kyle Van Noy kind of lets up a little bit instead of, he kind of, are we in scramble mode now? What's going on? Just that enough. It enabled Hunt to get down the field, open the window. There's nobody there, so you've got a few different plays. Actually, one last point I'll make: Jordan Richards, which was a big head scratcher in this game.
Heard all preseason long. Like I'll tell you, one guy who they spent a lot on, and they're waiting for him to pop is Jordan Richards, third year, second round safety out of Stanford. Probably not going to make the team. Somehow makes the team, and then I'm up in the stands. Yeah, and as my vision starting to blur from the copious amounts of liquid deal with it, 16 ounces at a time. I'm like, what is 37 doing out there? Jordan Richards. And he's not playing back.
No.
He's actually
outside linebacker. Yeah, and this play kind of summed it up as well because, so you're going to be rushing 5. You'd like to get some pressure. What does he do? He just runs into the left tackle. The left tackle just like, you're not going anywhere. Right. He just holds on to him. And Jordan Richards is like,
cute, buddy. Here, wait for your mama. That's all right. We'll just put you over there.
Again, you need somebody there who can actually maybe get in or work and cause some problems. So that didn't happen. The touchdown did happen. And now I've coached them up after team, so we're going to see if my defense does a little bit better than their defense did.
Right.
Here we go.
Nope. People are still wide open.
No.
People are still.
Kareem Hunt is still going.
It literally happened.
Go out of bounds.
Fine. Go out of bounds.
Well,
that's actually pretty much what happened.
That is pretty much exactly what happened right there.
Okay.
That's why we do live television.
That's exactly why. I'm telling you, I don't know why they spend millions and millions. $125 million for the new ESPN studio as they hemorrhage viewers and money, or you can spend $80 and get an electro breakdown zone.
Tudor games, great thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Tudor games.
Super fun.
Also, I would like to do a quick, the other touchdown, which was very troubling.
All right.
Because
we're going to set it all up. Let's see it.
No, you don't have to.
So
what I saw from the stands on the 75-yard touchdown from Alex Smith and Tyreek Hill was, nope, none of you were there. Alex, I'm open. I know. Yay! La 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 la.
Celebration.
Gulp.
The end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not even the cops could catch him.
The replay police are coming.
Electro breakdown zone.
That was the electro breakdown zone. All right. Let's just make sure we have a quick reality check before we finally give a New Orleans preview. New Orleans, of course, we got to see New Orleans play last night. 29-19, they lost at future site of Super Bowl 52 Stadium.
Yeah.
Sam
Beautiful.
Bradford look. It's an awesome place. I saw it from the outside. It's the closest thing I've ever seen in real life to what are like the Jawas? What are their like the sand crawlers?
The sand crawler.
The sand crawler. It literally looks like a giant gunmetal sand crawler, just like dropped right in the middle of downtown Minneapolis. So what we saw out of New Orleans last night on Monday Night Football encouraged me to think that the Patriots should, if they get their offense together and don't have some of the brain farts they had on 4th and 1, and, with
the big plays. Just don't give up the big plays, really.
They'll be fine. But let's just do a quick reality check on the whole idea that one loss destroys a season and that this isn't, dude, it's over. They got no chance. They're done. Pack it in with a little quick hot takedown. Oh, takedown.
Takedown.
Okay.
Take them down.
Okay. There are people legitimately saying that they wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots finished 10-6.
10-6 at best.
10-6 at best. Yeah, 10-6. Okay. Yeah. I could jump on my perch of absurdity and be like, this is great. Now we don't have to do 19-0. I'm in the camp of like, I would have been fine if they went 19-0. It's obviously not going to happen now, but 10-6, losing the AFC East, people that didn't ironically tweet last Sunday that they were shocked that Bills versus Jets was the battle for supremacy in the AFC East, that Miami's going to come in and steamroll the Pats now. Like, what? I mean, how do people, Mike, how is it that people in Patriots Nation, let alone regionally, forget every time that there's always going to be one game like this, usually every year, maybe every other, and that there's this thing called like a track record. How have the Patriots not earned in the minds of the overreactionary miserables that are Pats fans, the people that just freshen their mouth with entitlements on a regular basis? How has this team not earned the credit to be able to just crap the bed, roll on, and kick ass again?
Well, my honest opinion in years of blogging about the Patriots is that there are certain people who watch football to be miserable, and they love being miserable, and that's fine. You want to take out your anger and your misery on a football team, that's A-okay, but the track record speaks for itself. It's a process. We see it every year. The season is a process. Look at the Patriots' record in December versus their record in September. This is nothing we haven't seen before. I see no reason on the film study of why this is different than any other time they've looked shitty in a game in September. And, just enjoy the ride. I mean, the palate is cleansed now. 28-3, the Super Bowl, all that stuff's in the rearview mirror now.
Right.
We're
No
really
more trolling
on
the Falcons on the pregame scoreboard. No more 5 giant inflated silver dildos going, silver sex toys on the field. No more Flo Rida. What he's got to do with the Patriots, I have no idea. I mean, hasn't Southern United States suffered enough the past week without Flo Rida coming up and putting Naples in their water problem? All right, it's too soon. Yeah. But, just enough. That's it. This is great. You're right. In so many ways. Now, 28-3, we're done. Now we've had our fun with it. Let's move on.
But we're going to keep it up, right?
Well, we'll keep it there because it's part of history.
Okay, right. Of course.
We don't have to take the pictures down like Belichick does every year in the stadium.
Right.
But we can move on from that. No more clown towels. No more anything else that has anything to do with whatever happened. It's now, to me, all right, I'll even leave something out there that we can hot take down later on. To me, I can't believe I'm saying this. This makes this season now more exciting.
Of course. I mean, it's drama. I mean, what was exciting about last season? Last season was Brady's out. We kind of tread water. They lost one to the Seahawks, a great team, on a last play. And then it was just ride to the Super Bowl. And then it was 28-3. That was the drama of last season. The season's so much more fun when you're like, all right, we lost. Maybe we suck. People are killing us. Let's see if they can do it again. Yeah. That's fun.
And for all the seasons where they've had rough patches, 2012, they started 1-2. 2005, they lose Ty Law. They pick up Dwayne Starks at cornerback. The Patriots secondary is just covered in kerosene with, just lit on fire for weeks on end. Somehow still, by the end of the season in the playoffs, Belichick was able to put that team together with spit glue dreams and wishes, and they kicked Jacksonville's ass. And if it weren't for one miscue in Denver and Champ Bailey being on the wrong side of him throwing the ball through the back of the end zone after Ben Watson. Yeah. They could have gone on to that Super Bowl too, or the team getting the flu and losing to Manning the next year with Rashae Caldwell, former ghost of Doug Gabriel.
Man, we're really touching the worst hits.
But people always forget. Those
true.
aren't the worst hits to me. Those are the seasons that encourage me.
Right.
These are the seasons that remind me
no matter what they have, they go down swinging, and they're tough out.
Right. And it's going to be fun now because instead of everyone just being like, hooray, I'm a better person because the Patriots are awesome and I'm going to live vicariously through their awesomeness. Guess what? Sometimes, they crap the bed too. And this season is that much more interesting to me.
If you have a Facebook Live show about the Patriots, though, it makes you even more awesome.
It 100% does. By the way, we encourage you during the show, please hit us up in the comments section with any questions. You can always tweet us up afterwards, and we'll get back to you at FitzyGFY and at Pat's Propaganda. All right, so before we punch out here on episode 2, looking back on KC and now getting ready for New Orleans, I would just like to say that I think Sunday, given what I saw last night and what I saw last week, for anyone out there who thinks, bad matchup for the Patriots, there's no way Bill's going to be able to fix this in time. Sure, they've lost a couple times before when they've had 2 weeks rest, but it's almost like they have a bye week. I think when you look between the two, they both have great offenses, they both have weapons galore, and Belichick and Sean Payton know each other pretty well. I'm gonna go with what I know. Yeah. How do the Patriots go down there and not put up 37 points against it?
They should. I mean, and if you look at the Saints defense last night, I think, you've got to be licking your chops with the Patriots. And, I mean, that's really just what they need. And I think when you look back at the KC game, Brady it wasn't a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but there are guys open underneath. There were a lot of times he's forcing it deep. He's forcing it to Hogan when he's covered. He's not hitting Hogan when he's open. They just were off. And I think once he starts giving it to those players in space, Dion Lewis, James White, get those guys one-on-one in space like he could have done, they're going to be fine on offense. I think the focus against the Saints is going to be the defense, stopping their running backs. I know one thing to take away from the Chiefs game, too, is that, the Patriots, they do have some issues at linebacker, and I think if I was an opponent, I'd attack those linebackers, especially in coverage.
Yes, I would. I'd use Kobe Fleener. I would definitely throw a lot to the backs if I'm the Saints. I wouldn't look. I think, if anything, Drew Brees, marksman, he's going to be pissed off as well. This is their home opener. So emotions are going for a week 2 game that we thought the Pats would just boss through.
It's kind of
emotions are going to be running high.
Kind of need it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is this a must-win for both teams?
But how fun is that? I mean, would you rather be up week 2? We're 1-0, and now we get to play Buffalo.
Right. The Patriots coming off a 41-17 tub thumping of the Chiefs roll into New Orleans after New Orleans made Sam Bradford look like 1999 Kurt Warner with Stephon Diggs as Isaac Bruce. I mean, seriously, they were hot last night.
Well, there's no more. The Patriots haven't played any quarterbacks. I'm glad we don't have to hear that story this year either.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all if you do see the Saints try to stress the Patriots on the edges and then change of pace. They can hit you with two strong backs with Peterson, who looked okay, although they're not. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson. And they got Mark Ingram as well. Would I say take Mark Ingram in a daily fantasy league? Yes. 100%. People are going to score on them. Yeah. But I don't like the receivers. I don't like Michael Thomas, and I don't like Coleman.
Ted Ginn
and I don't like, please. Single root Ginn? No thanks. Wow, he's going deep again? Yeah. They know what they'll do with those guys. But for the Pats, it's just going to be a matter of establishing the comfort. Where do I use White? Re-employing Lewis, getting Burkhead involved, and not just always looking downfield. So what do you got for a score prediction, dude?
I think the Patriots, usually we use Patriots offense break 30, defense keep under 20. I don't think the defense will keep them under 20, but I like a nice 35-22. Patriots shred them. I think that, the Saints are going to score a few touchdowns, I think. They're a good team, but I think the Patriots are going to just be a little bit too much to handle on offense.
22?
22, I know.
Joseph Heller fan?
I know, it's weird.
How do you score 22 in the NFL?
Just off the top of my head. Well, there's going to be a safety.
It's really hard to score 22.
There's going to be a missed field goal and then a safety. I really go in deep on my predictions. So.
Well, their kicker's name is Will Lutz, who did hit 4 field goals on Monday night, but he's just got one of those names where I just love, Lutz! No, Lutz! Okay, 35-22. Soundest bet I have in the NFL. I've got a closer game.
Yeah.
I've got the Saints driving for the possible go-ahead touchdown, but no 4th and 2 fault game in Indianapolis. I have the Pats defense making the big stop. I'm not sure if it's McCourty or Harmon who comes through with the big pick to save the game.
I like it.
Have Drizzly.com on the line. Have your local Packy notified. It's going to be a tight one. But you know what? Again, it's going to be fun. Sure, it's fun watching the Patriots roll through the NFL. Sure, it's awesome watching them be the hot knife cutting through the stick of butter. But this is going to make the games more watchable, more interesting. It's giving us stuff to talk about, loading us up on the show. And I'm legitimately more enthused and psyched for this game than I would have been, like I said, had they kicked their ass and the Saints just rolled over.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, there we go. That's Pat Show Episode 2. Like I said before, hit us up. You can follow us on the IG and the Twitter at PatShow6. That's Mr. Mike, the Minister of Pat's Propaganda. I got all the Fitzy stuff going on. Our huge thanks to everyone here at Media Boss for putting the show together. Fitzy Puppet for doing his thing earlier today and putting to words all the things that you thought but were afraid to say on social media or to your best buddies in the bar room. Of course, as always, Pat Show theme song by Tester. They are at Tester13 on the Facebook. Tony and Chucky, you guys rule. And as we finish and make our way onto New Orleans and get ready for what should be an awesome game Sunday at 1 o'clock in the p.m., we leave you with our still yet to be titled
Moment of Zen.
Moment of Gridiron. With all respects to the Jon Stewart days of The Daily Show. The Rams won Sunday. Quick fantasy tip. Every week until further notified, even with Brissett starting Sunday for the Colts, stream whatever defense is playing the Colts because, wow, what a tire fire that lands on a hospital. Holy smokes, what a disaster. The Rams did win on Sunday, and I'll tell you what.
There weren't a lot of people there to see it.
Man, football fever back in L.A. Catch it. Look at this. Wow, man. And they moved 2 teams back there. 2. Look at this. How many friggin' empty seats are there going to be out there? No matter how bad things get, it'll never be Los Angeles and Gillette. Stay in your seats, drink your beer. God bless. Keep calm and Brady on, and go Pats. We'll talk to you soon. See ya!
Talk about Brady and Edelman. Talk about Gronk and the Kentucky Derby.